This would be a quick walkthrough on various functionalities and features of Insta. So currently we are logged into the application, and as you could see, this is a web-based solution. So you would require a browser to access the application. Each user would be provided with a URL to access the application. Right now, we are into the the doctor scheduler availability view. That's a screen where you could see the list of all the doctors on the left side of the screen and their respective availabilities on the right side. Now here I have just selected the department for gynecology. So we do have a filter available wherein actually you can choose the department according to the specific department where you're looking for the appointment. Now today I'll be just taking you through a quick walkthrough of a patient journey. Starting from the stage when you book an appointment till the stage you manage the consultation and refer it for various services. To start with, now it's the scheduling part, so you can see that the doctors are listed on the left side and their availability is here. We also have one more view set that is available in this screen. That's actually the calendar view. This is the conventional view where you could see the standard or the conventional calendar with the various time slots and normally if it is a functional clinic, you can see that all the appointments booked for the day would be listed here, and the doctors or the front desk could check that and take actions accordingly in managing the appointments. Right now we're just going to book an appointment for this obstetrics and gynecology department. So you can see that there's a slot available at 8:30. So I just have to click here to book an appointment. So normally you would get a new appointment screen. If it is an existing patient, you just need to type in the initial letters of their name or the phone number, Emirates ID, or their medical record number. So any of these unique identifiers could be used to search the details about the patient. So here I'm just adding it here, adding the name of the patient. So you can see that the information gets automatically populated on the screen. And you could also see some of the details like how many no-shows were there for the patient in the last 33 appointments that were booked. So there were around 5 no-shows here in this case, just to give a heads up to the front desk to do appropriate follow-ups to ensure that the patient turns up. Now let's assume that this patient is visiting for a regular pregnancy-related checkups. Okay. So during the call, if you would like to, you can capture the details like why the patient is booking an appointment. And Insta is also seamlessly integrated with the SMS and the email gateway. So at all stages, it will be triggering SMSs automatically to the patient's registered mobile number. And again, based on the patient's privacy preferences, we could also decide whether to send the SMS or email or to disable that if the patient requests for the same. And also there are certain departments like the physiotherapy or dental wherein you may have to book multiple appointments tentatively on the calendar. Normally we can manage that using the repeat schedule option, so wherein you can actually book multiple slots on the calendar. So for example, if I'm choosing weekly repetition, then you can see that you can simultaneously choose multiple days of the week when you want to book the appointment. And you could also choose till when or till how many times this should repeat, and then you can tentatively block the calendar for multiple days. So this option is also available. Right now I'm just booking the appointment quickly to get into the various consultation screens. So I've booked the appointment. If you go back to the calendar view here, you could see that this is the appointment that was booked. Now if you click on this appointment, you could see that it also will show you the details about why the appointment was booked. It will also show you the status of the appointment is booked. Now based on the change in status, you could see that there will be some changes in the color for the box. If you would like to reschedule, it's very easy. You just have to drag and drop and Insta will allow you to reschedule. Again, when you do the rescheduling, it will be triggering the SMS to the registered mobile number of the patient. Now let's assume that the patient has confirmed the appointment. Just click on confirm. In fact, this will change the color from white to pink to differentiate the confirmed appointment from the booked appointment. Now here again, Now, let's assume that the patient has walked into the clinic. Normally, we call that status as arrived. So when you arrive the patient, this actually takes us into the standard patient registration screen where all the information about the patient would be populated. The front desk has to actually validate that at the moment when they're registering the visit. Now, at the registration screen, if there is any pending bills or dues, you could always see that as a pop-up here when you are arriving the patient, so that appropriate actions could be taken based on what you see here as a pop-up. Now, on the screen, you can see that all the details about the patient, demographic details about the patients is populated here. And also, we have a field where you could also capture information regarding the the insurance as well. So you can capture the primary sponsor or insurance company, network, and the plan name. So basically, this would allow you to seamlessly manage various billing activities associated with the the workflow within the clinic. So normally, when we define these these fields like primary sponsor, insurance company, network, and the plan in the Insta Masters, we'll be clearly defining what are the rate sheets applicable for each plan, what is a copay, what is a deductible, what is a max copay for each service category. So the benefit here is later when you do the billing, the system will be calculating the charges automatically based on whatever rate sheets are being mapped for each plan, right? So right now, you could also capture details like the member ID, the insurance validity start and end date. So all this information would be available here at the registration screen. Now here you could see that the department and the doctor's name is already selected. Now I'm just registering the patient so that we can go further with this registration process. And the system will check if all the mandatory fields are updated. And if there's any fields missing, it will give you a warning so that you can go back and make the amendments. Now, once after the registration is completed, you could see that a unique visit ID is created. Basically, this would be a very vital reference number that would be used for all transactions or all communications in process of insurance claim submission. So this is definitely a very important number, which is actually identifying individual encounters of the patient within the clinic. Now, once the registration process is done, if you would like to, if you want to upload any documents which the patient is carrying to the Insta electronic medical records, we have the options to upload the document from here. All right, and that's basically upload. It's actually converting any physical reports into the digital interface, and so that you can refer it anytime during the future visits. Now from here, you can go to the nurse's assessment. So that's a place where again, the basic vitals and all other parameters will be recorded. Now in Insta, when you get into this particular screen, which is actually a screen where you document the clinical details, you have the option of customizing it based on each department. Here, I'm just trying to simulate the screen which can be used for a gynecology or an obstetrics department. However, this could be created separately. The screen could be configured exactly the way you want it for each department. So for dental, it could be different. For dermatology, this will be different. For osteopathy, it will be different. So it can be completely configured, and we have the flexibility to even allow the users, the end users, to design their screens based on their specific requirements. Now, whatever you see here as sections, these are just for your reference. However, this could be completely reconfigured. And now, if you see here in the complaints, whatever information that was captured during the call will automatically flow in over here on the screen. And if you would like to make any changes, you could do that as well. Now, in this screen, that's where we'll be capturing the vitals, vital parameters. Now, normally this is how you add the details. And again, here we are actually doing the manual entry. However, if you would like to, we can do a direct integration to the vital equipments as well, so that the values could be picked up directly from the equipment. So that is also possible. Insta has the option or the feasibility of providing that also as a solution. We can also have images like this where you can have a marker, and this is just a reference image. This could be replaced by any images that you use for your day-to-day documentation. And also we can provide you markers like this that you can choose and add it to any appropriate location. And if you have any notes, you can annotate that on the screen itself. All right. So here, and again, now there are many cases wherein you would have to capture, consent forms. So we do have an option which will enable the nurses to, collect the consent using this add generic documents. So basically, this is a place where you will have a list of all the documents that could be used for capturing the signature. This could be authorization forms or consent forms. Now, in this case, this is ADNIC. This insurance is ADNIC, and this is there is a sample authorization form that we have. I'm just using this for a demo purpose to show you how it would look like. So when I add this, it's actually creating an editable PDF file where the doctors could do the documentation if required. It's an editable PDF file, and also you could see that there are certain there are certain spaces which is being identified for capturing the signatures as well. So you just have to save the form, and once you save this, the form would be displayed as it is in the physical format, and the patients could review this, and at the end, they can come over here and do the signature, so that this could be placed into the appropriate location in the form. So instead of physically capturing the signature, it could be captured digitally and pushed into the form, which is again another functionality that will help you capture the consents digitally, and that makes it really easy for you to manage the consent workflow. All right, and we can create any forms, any standard forms that you're using in the clinic for any procedures or any services, and we can actually create consent forms, on Insta, and that could be used for capturing signatures digitally. Going back to the nurse's assessment screen, so let's assume that we have updated all the details and saved the screen, right? And now from here, I just go back to the the doctor consultation screen. This is the main